Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. So today we are going to be installing the BlackVue Power Magic Ultra Battery Pack on a 2018 Volkswagen Tiguan. If you have a Volkswagen, if you have an Audi, stay tuned because the installation will be very similar. So I've actually already installed the batteries. I just realized that I never created an intro message. So it's kind of unique because I can tell you guys what to prepare and what to expect. Overall, to give you guys some peace of mind, it is a very simple installation. Personally, I had never played around with the car's fuses. I've never done any projects like this, had no idea what I was doing. So I'm very confident that if I was able to figure it out, which I was, confident that you guys can learn and do the same thing as well. A couple of things to be mindful of before you start the installation. It will be helpful to have a flathead or some sort of a pry tool. If you need to open up a couple of panels, it'll be helpful to have a screwdriver and potentially some electrical tape. These are three things that don't come in the installation box, but things that would be useful to have handy when you begin. I would block off maybe 30 minutes to an hour for this installation if you're able to be really focused down and get the job done. I would say the most frustrating piece of this installation was actually hiding the wires and making things look stock and aesthetically pleasing. So if you're able to get that figured out, it could take you less than 30 minutes. So I already have my BlackVue cameras installed. I have the DR750X. They're 2-channel front and rear. Fantastic cameras, absolutely been loving them, but haven't been utilizing parking mode. And a couple of days ago, I was leaving a grocery store, and unfortunately, even though I had parked my car very far away, which is what I always do, somehow I managed to get hit. I actually just got a quote from the body shop. It's gonna cost me about $1,200 to get that door ding fixed. So definitely expensive, and made me realize, hey, I should really look into getting a product like this battery. There are a couple of other alternatives that are cheaper. I just wanted to have a physical battery pack so that I'm not playing with my car's battery. And so the way that it works, there's two options for installation. Again, like I said, today we're gonna be hardwiring it because in my opinion, that is the best option for this battery. It'll charge it in 40 minutes as opposed to 80 minutes if you just opt to connect it to a cigarette lighter. So the way that this battery works, like any dash camera, when the car is off, the cameras don't work. And so the whole point of this battery is to utilize parking mode, which is a feature on BlackVue cameras, potentially other dash cameras as well. And what that means is when you turn the car off, well, now instead of the cameras turning off, the power will switch to the battery pack that we're going to install today. Therefore, the cameras can remain on when the vehicle is off. And like I said, I've already installed it. I'll show you guys a clip of me just walking around my car. The car's off. It works fantastic. Before we begin the installation, it'll be helpful for you to understand what fuse you're going to want to locate inside of the cabin. The fuse that you're going to want to find is a 20 amp, 12 volt fuse that is on when the car is on, and that is off when the car is off. And the whole goal of this, right, is that when the car is on, when you're driving around, you'll be charging your battery pack. When you turn the car off, it'll stop charging the battery pack. However, your dash cameras will now start pulling energy from the battery pack. So in this car in particular, the fuse that we're gonna locate is the SV40 fuse. This is a 20 amp, 12 volt fuse. It's the cigarette lighter fuse. So to begin the installation, we'll travel to 3BH, which stands for 3 days before haircut, when I filmed the installation video, to find out where the heck these fuses are. Alrighty, so to get to the fuses, I initially thought that it was going to be in this panel. After popping it out, there was nothing there. So it turns out that the fuses are actually behind this little pocket here. And you're going to notice a little tooth down here. You're just going to push that up, and then it should be fairly easy to just pull out the whole compartment. So now that we're into the fuse box, the fuse that we are going to want to change is the 12 volt cigarette lighter. So that is this yellow one, the 20 amp fuse. Just grab these pliers, should be good. All right, so now that we got our pliers, we can now grab the fuse and pull it out. Boom, just as easy as that. Now that we have our fuse out, we're going to locate this little baggie and take out our matching fuse, which for us is going to be the one that has the exact same kind of entry point there. And what we're going to do is we're going to place the old fuse, or the fuse that we just took out, into the port closest to the teeth here. And then with the part furthest away from these teeth, we're going to insert the new 20 amp fuse, which comes in this little packet. So we're going to just find the one, again, it's going to be this one right here with the matching teeth. So let's go ahead and take that out. So now that's aligned, we're just going to push it in, Next up, we're going to locate our hardwiring cable, which is right here. You'll see the ground piece and the ACC wire. And so this ACC wire is going to wire right into the connector end of the fuse tab kit that we just created. Now that we have this all in place, we're going to take a crimping tool or just a pliers, and we're going to pinch the two together. So now that I have the other end crimped down, I'm going to take some electrical tape and I'm just going to wrap it around this connection so that it's stable and safe. Next up, now that our connection between the fuse tab kit and hardwiring power cable is taped up, we just need to figure out where to put our ground wire. Looking back into our fuse box here, the easiest, most accessible bolt is going to be to take this one apart up here. I'm going to take this apart with just an Allen key. Turns out that bolt there is incredibly hard to take apart. So I'm gonna pop this panel and see if we can find another metal bolt or something that we can attach the ground wire to. To do that, I'm just gonna take a flathead, jam it in here. Just be careful since these bits are plastic and it would just be really annoying to break off one of the clips. Now that we got the panel off, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna insert the ground wire right here. I took a little T20 attachment and I'm going to use that to take down this bolt, and I'm going to put the ground wire in between. I'm going to sandwich the two. Alright, just took it off. Now what I'm going to do is position the new fuse. I'm just going to leave it in there, and I'm going to move the little ground piece up. I'm going to put this back in. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the rest of the hardwiring kit and I'm just going to run it through here so it spits out of the bottom. I'm just going to shove it in here, run it all the way through here. Let's put the fuse back in, right back in its original spot, right over there. Boom, just like that. All right, let's connect it to the battery and see if it works. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to switch this over to the hardwire portion since that's what we did. Boom. Let's connect this in. I'm going to leave this on the ground here. Let's turn the car on. I wonder if we'll see any blinking lights. Is anything happening?
Oh, I saw a little red light blink.
Where? Really? Oh, hey, okay, cool. So that works. Sweet, let's turn it off and see if it'll stop charging. Yeah, we got it. Awesome. We're good to go. This buddy can go back. So now we are going to put this back on. I think it's gonna clip in right in here. If I just push it, there you go. Why is this popped up? There you go. We are going to take the cigarette lighter power cable and we are going to connect that right here where it says dash cam. We're gonna take this out. Oh boy, there she is. And we are going to make a connection. This thing is all plugged in and the camera is on. I don't know if you guys can see that. The lights are on. Car is very much off. Now it's just a matter of making it look pretty and hiding all these wires. The battery is actually going to sit on the other side of the car because when I wired the camera, I have the electrical cigarette lighter. It was originally plugging in right there. So there is the electrical lighter again, coming in from down here. I'm gonna put the battery either underneath the seat or in the glove compartment, but for now I have to get the power source from the fuse from this side of the car to that side of the car. I'm gonna move the wire around that, and I'm essentially just gonna shove it in back there since there's no clear way for me to move the wire on this side of the car. Just gonna see if I can start pushing it back there. Of course I'll make this look pretty, but then it popped out back there. Just trying to figure out where the heck I'm gonna put these wires. All right, maybe pull down. Good. So I'm just gonna shove this wire in through here. Let's see if this works. That's wire number one. Wire number two from when I, again, had just the electrical in there. I'm gonna undo this, do the exact same thing. Shove it in through here. Let's just get it attached. It's got Velcro straps. Eventually we'll just glue the battery in there so it's not dancing around, but just to make sure it works in this setup. Dash cam in here. What I just did is I took some twisties. These are some of the twisties that I actually just got with the camera. So I just twirled those around the wires just to clean it up a little bit. And the way that I'm gonna install it, just so that I can still use my glove compartment without these getting in the way, is I'm gonna glue this with the two Velcro straps that are right here. I'm gonna put these right here, boom. That way I can still maintain usability with my glove compartment. I'll just shove these wires back in there. On this side, I can still turn it on or off, however I want to do that. So now I'm just putting the Velcro strips on the back of the battery. Going to peel these off, and I'm going to apply it just like this. And I'm going to push. And just to make sure this stays in contact when I am driving or going over bumpy roads, I'm just gonna take some electrical tape and I'm just gonna tape the connection here. So that is a wrap. As you can see, there are no wires visible there at all. We got it in the glove compartment over here. And if we go over to this side of the car, you will also find no exposed wires. So fantastic, really happy with it. And even from just the 2 minutes of driving to and from my garage, the cameras are, it's still on from that little bit of charge, even though the car is off. So fantastic, really excited to use parking mode. And yeah, really happy with this thing so far. All right, so now that we got everything put together, just wanted to close out the video. Overall, it's a fairly easy job. I would say the most time-consuming piece was making sure that I had the right tools. And then secondly, just making sure that the wires were nice and organized, because I tend to be fairly nitpicky with that. I want things to look as stock as possible. So if I can do it, you guys can certainly do it. And with that, I think we can close out the video. So if you found the video helpful today, I would really appreciate you leaving a like and subscribe for more content in the future.